In this lesson, you will learn how to use sig figs in your calculations. You will need a calculator. I use the TI-84. You can use whatever you want, but that's what I'll be using. Why use sig figs? Sig figs must be preserved in our calculations. We must maintain their integrity, and we must show how precise our tool is. In mathematics, it's not a big deal where the decimal point is or whether you include it or things of that nature, but if you've been through the sig figs video, you know that 200 and 200.0 are not the same thing to a scientist. We want to preserve our calculations and our measurements, and we do that by using the proper system. So the addition rule. Now the addition rule is for addition and subtraction, and when adding and subtracting, you use the least precise place value. So let's look at some numbers here. And if you add those all up, you get 26.4740. But what I want you to take notice of is that the least place value is the 12.2. So we're going to round the 4, the tenths place, that's the best we can do, and round up to 5. Now we round up to 5 because of the 7, okay? 26.5. The multiplication rule, which is the same for division. When multiplying or dividing, use the number of fewest digits. So we have a multiplication problem and then division. Remember, follow PEMDAS, left to right. And fewest digits would be 5.0. That's the fewest significant digits. Now, the fewest significant digits is what we're talking about. And so then we realize that we have to have only 2 sig figs. That would be the 2 and the 5. And since 0 doesn't round up, it's going to stay 5, and our answer is 25. That's how we use sig figs in our calculations. Let's do an example. An addition example. All right, we plug and chug those, and that gives us meters and meters, and so 3.55 meters. In checking our sig figs, our least place value is the tenths. So we're going to round off to the tenths place, and the 5 is going to become a 6. It's really pretty much just like that. Wow. Let's do a multiplication problem. All right, centimeters times centimeters times centimeters is cubic centimeter. And remember, a cubic centimeter is the same as a milliliter. Fewest sig figs would be 2. So we're going to round off at the hundreds place here. That's just going to be the 2 digits. And let's write that in scientific notation, and that way we can show our sig figs much easier. And if you're not sure about how to do scientific notation, there's a video for that too. Division. Let's do a division problem. Make sure we cancel out. 3 minus 1. Okay. Got to watch the exponents and make sure we do our units as well. There we go. Now I didn't finish it out here because it's a very long number, but I can see that I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sig figs. So the fewest sig figs is 5. And so I'm going to count out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to round off right there. And our answer is going to be 152.37 meters squared. All right. Recapping everything. When adding or subtracting, use the least precise place value. When multiplying or dividing, use the number with the fewest significant figures.